Good afternoon, everyone. And Jen, how inspiring listening to your story. Fantastic. So I'm a bit old school. I prefer not to use any of the projector, so I'm just going to wing it and talk to you about my experience in Boort. First of all, my name's Kathryn Lanyon. I moved to Boort about 14 years ago when I married a farmer. So originally from Melbourne, and was lucky enough to get caught up in what I think, a little bit biased, but one of the best country towns in Victoria. So I'll debate that all with you later. But so mother of 5 girls, married to a farmer, and multiple business owner in Boort over the last 11 years. Just last year I recently sold out of everything that I own, so I'm literally just a mother now, and also a mighty volunteer, as most of us in this room I'm sure are as well. So my experience, I think the girls wanted me to talk to you about, is how we brought together the Boort Business and Tourism Council. There was always been a development committee in our town, but for some reason, and I'm still not sure how this works, they didn't want anything to do with business. They didn't want anything to, they didn't want to be seen to get caught up in business, become too controversial, they didn't want to promote business. So I'm not exactly sure how a development committee of a town was supposed to achieve anything by not working and helping to promote the businesses. So the tourism group decided to become the Tourism and Business Council. So that was about 5 years ago, of which I was president. I got sick of going to our development meetings and talking about stuff and never doing anything. And I gather from the people I'm looking at now, we're a room full of doers here. We like to actually see stuff happen and stuff get done. So when we put together the Business and Tourism Council, we were made up of a majority of my mates who were girls in their 20s and 30s, along with a whole heap of old blokes, probably in their late 60s to 70s. So we were quite a diverse group in who and how we worked together, but we decided that one of our main focuses in our town, which, depending who you ask, is between 800 to 1,000 people, was that we had to embrace our business community and work closely together with them, because they needed us as much as we needed them. So we started off by working out what we were going to do and how we were going to achieve that. So we created a Boort business directory. That was our first thing, which was not a paid, businesses didn't pay for that. It was a service that we provided as our community group, which listed every single business and most of the items which those businesses provided. Because believe it or not, there was lots of people who had lived in those towns their whole lives that had no idea you could buy a car battery from the man who replaced your windscreen on your car. Or they had no idea that you could buy gumboots from one of these shops. So we started off by providing information to all of our community members, as well as our tourists, because we have a huge amount of tourists that visit our town, both in summer and all throughout the year. So we needed to ensure that they were aware of what we had to offer in our town, as well as the people who live there every day. So apart from the business directory, and a lot of the ones that I've seen in other towns is something that it only includes the people who pay to go in it. So that's terrific for those businesses, but it means that some of the other businesses, for whatever reason they choose not to pay, it means that some people aren't aware of what the services or the goods that they provide. So we wanted to make sure that our business directory included everybody, and it was available for free. So people could pick it up at the post office or at the cafe. They were available for free so that they could live on your office or in your drawer. So the second important part of it was the Shop Locally program, which had run 10 years before, and this was sort of before my time with the committee. So we decided we were going to rehash the Shop Local program. So we were lucky enough to have a local guy who had designed a little logo for us, which is on my shirt and all out, everything that we used to advertise, which was a little play on words. We called the program Boort from Boort. So we started by approaching all of our 70 plus businesses. I think at the time there was about 77 businesses in Boort, which when you drive down our main street, there's probably only about 7 shops. So when you told people that there was more than 70 businesses in Boort, they didn't believe you. And that's not including farmers, that's just businesses. So whether it's transport businesses or electricians who work from their home, but that's how many businesses a tiny little town like Boort has in it. So when we're informing the people about how many businesses, we asked all of them to be involved in the program. It basically just involved a letter that was sent with our intentions, how the program would work. We approached all of those businesses, and for our very first time we had 23 businesses say that they would like to participate in the program. There was a tiered structure as to how they could participate, which included a platinum, gold or silver membership. So that basically came down to how they would contribute in terms of costs and prizes as such. So it basically meant that the businesses would pledge a certain amount of cash and or goods towards the program, and then we would encourage all of our consumers to then support those businesses because they were part of the program. So we came up with, we had 6 platinum partners. So that meant that they committed more than $500 towards the inner pledge. So that could be $250 cash and $250 in vouchers as such for their supermarket or whatever their business was. We also then had a gold sponsorship level, which was $250, and silver sponsorship, which I think we had about 12 or so. So it basically meant that at the end of the day we had a prize pool of more than $6,000 in both local shopping vouchers that would be returned to the consumers who participated in the program. So in terms of how we ran that, once the businesses had committed to be part of it, we decided on a set amount of time that the program would run for, which was usually about 8 to 9 weeks that we'd run it over. It would go through October and November, and we would have the major draw early December at our Christmas Street Festival, which was another event that we decided to restart again. So we also had a mini draw halfway through that, just as an extra inspiration and reminder for people to participate. So you'll see the clear buckets that I bought here, and these were basically on display all of the businesses that participated. So we deliberately made them clear, because once you'd finished filling in your coupon, which was yellow, all the buckets with all the coupons would be sitting on the counter or in the front shop window, so that it would remind people to not only get their coupon stamped, but also to remember to get a new coupon, to remember about the program for the 9 or the 10 or 11 weeks that it was going. So the way the coupon worked was, and I've got plenty here if you'd like to take one with you. Each of the shops has a stamp and a stamp pad, and if you went into your local supermarket and spent $50, it meant that you could get your $50 square stamped. Basically, once you've had all of the different values stamped, this would go into the barrel, okay? And you can complete as many of these in that period as you like. So some people would complete 25 of them in that time. Some of the older people who perhaps don't spend as much money may only complete one of the coupons. So it really just depended on what your spending habits were, but the whole idea of the program was to make people think about shopping locally. So I've just got a couple of points. To increase customer awareness of local businesses and what they have to offer, and to start that conversation. To create loyalty and a relationship between local businesses and customers. To develop a culture where shopping locally is encouraged and admired. And that's a really important one, starting to create that culture amongst all the individuals in your town, and as well with your businesses. We had some problems where local business owners were not supporting the other local business owners. So it became one of those things where you need to change the mindset. And also obviously to improve the sales, boost profits and secure the future of the business and our town. So whilst that program was going, we would both interview and publish information and particular case studies about particular businesses. So we would inform our community through our Facebook page, through our monthly newsletter, sometimes through the paper, as to how many people that business may employ. And those statistics and those figures used to surprise people as well. So they'd say, wow, you employ that many people at your local tyre centre. So some of them might be full-time or part-time, but it was really about using this program to inform people as well. So how many people are employed. We also published halfway through the draw and at the end of the draw as to how many hundreds of thousands of dollars of coupons have been stamped in our little town in those small amount of businesses in just 2 months. And people could not believe it. So I think sometimes it's a little bit of ignorance, I think sometimes it's just lack of information, but sometimes those black and white statistics when they're published in front of you are really quite awakening in terms of how vital it is that we do that. We also spoke with and communicated with many of our community groups and also our sporting clubs, of which there are more than 30 in Boort as well, to ensure that the culture with them was to shop locally too. I can remember saying to one of our kinder mums once when we were running one of our major fundraising things for a catering job, and she'd driven to a bigger town because she thought she could get some cheaper products and bought some food and some drink and some things in an outside town. And we said, well, if you guys are in charge of the kinder, you need to be setting a good example and shopping locally as well. So we made it be raised and discussed and sometimes enforced at committee level for sporting organisations, historical society committees, that it's an expectation that they also shop locally. So whether it's your household, your family, your other businesses, your sporting clubs, it's something that needs to go across the community. So we're up to 5 years that we'll be running the program. Over a couple of years we've made a few changes here and there as to how it's managed, but that's basically the crux of how we do it. And all of the business owners that are involved, so that every year it continues to amaze them of how it inspires people. I have a bit of trouble understanding it because I am a big shop local, so I don't think twice about it, but it's the people that aren't that we need to change the thinking of. And it actually works. So that's why we've persisted with it. It inspires people obviously because there's big money on offer at the end of it. So I think the winner, $2,500 in local shopping vouchers to spend anywhere within those businesses, and they get to choose. So we don't give them cash because we don't want them to run to Bendigo and spend the money. We want them to spend that money in Boort. So the winner gets to choose $2,500 in any of those participating businesses. So we try and reward the businesses that have also participated in the program. That's how it works. Did anyone have any questions about, have I explained how we run the program? Does everyone understand?
Is it better if everybody goes to that one shop to get that $2,500 worth of stuff?
That's never happened in the 4 years that we've run it so far. So, for instance, if technically that could happen, so if someone wanted to get all of their vouchers from the supermarket, they could. But what we've noticed is that people have spread it out. So they would say, I might get $500 from the supermarket, I'll get so much from the hardware shop, I'll get $200 at the pub, and then they've got 12 months to spend those vouchers. So, but it's up to the winner for the top three. So $2,500, $1,000 for second prize, and then $500 for the third prize. They get to decide that. So, yeah. But I mean, the business should have already received their reward in terms of getting that increased patronage as such. So, yeah. Anyone else have any other questions? Yeah.
What dollar amount, you mentioned over 5 years, what dollar amount has been proposed?
So it's basically been between $350,000 and $400,000 that has come through these completed coupons. That's the only gauge that we've got as such. So on average, between 22 to 25 businesses have participated on an average of 8 to 9 weeks. So between $350,000 and $400,000 per year. That's the biggest that we've been going. And we've been very open with that because we think that's a real that cumulative figure is really important to encourage everyone to show that it's working and to thank everyone for their support. So.
That's only one with a group of, just what percentage would have a group of, is there a chance to work other people?
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right, Tom. So, and you'll find that, some people might have 5 different coupons on the go in their wallet at one time. Do you know what I mean? They might have filled in all the lower amounts. But if that inspires them to, buy their tyres locally or go and visit some of their local things to get an extra coupon filled or something like that, then that's what we hope for. And there's definitely in that last week before they've got to get their coupons in the bucket, there's definitely that last run around to get your boxes ticked as such to get your completed coupons in the bucket. So yeah, you can definitely see how they think about it. So yeah.
Kathryn, will you leave them vouchers on the back table?
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, I can leave some vouchers here, and I've got all the formatting, all the paperwork, all the letters and everything that if anyone is interested in seeing what we've sent out, because we obviously did a lot of hard work to set it all up really professionally and really well from the start. So more than happy to share that with anyone who's interested. So thank you.